Welcome back to Jonah Studio. Today's story dives into the complexities of love, family, and secrets. It's a tale about a young man, Chidi, and his unshakable love for Adaobi, a woman with a hidden past. Chidi had never believed in love at first sight until he met Adaobi. She was different, not just because of her radiant smile or her infectious laugh, but because she seemed to understand him in ways no one else ever had. Their connection was instant, and before long, their bond deepened into a love that felt destined. When Chidi introduced Adaobi to his parents, he expected the usual pleasantries, but what he received instead was an icy silence that chilled the room. His mother avoided Adaobi's gaze, while his father spoke in clipped tones. The tension was palpable. Later that night, Chidi confronted his parents. "What's wrong?" His father sighed deeply, his face a mask of worry. "Chidi, there are things you don't know about Adaobi's family, things that we cannot ignore." "What things?" Chidi demanded, but his parents refused to elaborate, only insisting that the relationship could not continue. Confused and frustrated, Chidi turned to Adaobi. "Do you know what they're talking about?" he asked. Adaobi hesitated, her usual confidence replaced by a flicker of unease. "No," she said softly, "I have no idea." But Chidi wasn't convinced. There was something in her eyes, a shadow of guilt or fear that told him she wasn't being completely honest. Over the next few weeks, Chidi's world unraveled. His parents grew more insistent that he end the relationship, while Adaobi became more distant. She would often stare into the distance, as if lost in memories she couldn't share. One evening, Chidi decided he couldn't live in the dark any longer. He followed Adaobi as she left their favorite cafe and walked to a part of town he'd never visited before. She stopped in front of a small, dilapidated house. Chidi watched as Adaobi knocked on the door, and an older woman answered. They embraced tightly, the woman whispering words Chidi couldn't hear. He felt like an intruder, but his curiosity outweighed his guilt. The next day, Chidi confronted Adaobi. "I followed you last night," he admitted. "Who was that woman? What are you hiding from me?" Adaobi's face paled. "That was my mother," she confessed. "The truth is, my family has a dark past. My father was accused of a terrible crime years ago, something he didn't commit. But in our community, the stain of that accusation followed us everywhere. That's why we moved here, to start fresh. I didn't tell you because I was afraid you'd leave me too." Chidi's heart ached at her words. "Adaobi, why didn't you trust me with this? I love you, no matter what your family's past is." But Adaobi shook her head, tears streaming down her face. "It's not just my family's past, Chidi. Your parents know about it because they were involved. It was your father's testimony that sent mine to prison." The revelation hit Chidi like a thunderbolt. Suddenly, everything made sense. The tension, the disapproval, the secrets. But it also left him torn. Could he reconcile his love for Adaobi with the truth about their families? Chidi knew the road ahead wouldn't be easy. But one thing was certain, he wouldn't give up on Adaobi. Together, they would uncover the truth, confront their families, and fight for their love no matter the cost. That's where the story ends, for now. Love isn't always simple, but it's the challenges that make it real. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Jonah Studio. And remember, the best stories are the ones that keep you guessing. See you in the next one.